I don't think I've ever really talked about sports much on any of my channels, but I'm actually a big sports fan. I love football, basketball, and of course, mixed martial arts and boxing. But this year, I became really fascinated with women's college basketball. And listen, I've never cared about women's college basketball ever. I would tune into men's college basketball during March Madness, but never watched the women until now. Of course, Caitlin Clark is the name that drew me in, just like everyone else, but she was not the only one that kept me watching. I quickly became interested in players like Juju Watkins, and I became a big fan of LSU. And I never liked LSU, but I really liked Angel Reese and Flage. And to prove that I'm a fan, here's an Angel Reese autograph right here. I also have a few Caitlin Clark cards. Yes, I'm a collector of all things, so there's no telling what you may find in my collection. But I really became interested in women's college basketball because I saw a level of passion and competitiveness in that game that I have not seen from professional sports in a very long time. I don't know what it is about the NBA and the NFL, but the players in the professional leagues these days, they're just not as passionate about the game as they used to be. But when I watched women's college basketball, there were some interesting rivalries, interesting storylines, and it got me hooked. And for the first time in my life, it made me interested and excited about the WNBA. I wanted to follow Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark to the WNBA and maybe actually become a WNBA fan. But boy, oh boy, have they made it nearly impossible to even want to watch any of the games because of how they have been acting towards Caitlin Clark. Listen, I've been a sports fan since I've come out the womb. Every year in every league, there's always a new big rookie, a new big prospect. In the NBA, the NFL, you name it, I've never, in the history of my life, I've never seen a rookie coming into the league that was as hated as Caitlin Clark. Now, some rookies may have been hated silently, but these people have been airing out their hatred of Caitlin Clark for months now. And it's not due to competitiveness, it's due to bitterness. And I kept trying to figure out what is it about Caitlin Clark that these people hate so much. And I think I know what it is. You see, the reality is the WNBA is different than women's college basketball. And, the team that Caitlin Clark was playing on is way different than the people she's going to be competing against in the WNBA. The WNBA is mainly made up of a diverse group of lesbians. And I think that one of the main reasons they hate Caitlin Clark is not because she's good at basketball. It's because she's white and good at basketball. If she was a different race, you wouldn't see as much of a stir. But it's not just because she's white and good at basketball. It's because she's white and she's straight. She's not a lesbian. She's someone with certain values that go against the values of the WNBA and most of the people playing in the WNBA. So they cannot stand that a straight white woman came into the league and is arguably more talented than 99% of the players in the league. And regardless of how talented Caitlin Clark is or not, the reality is Caitlin Clark is who made the WNBA relevant. People weren't talking about it before Caitlin Clark. Now, people are actually showing up to the games. People are actually trying to find the games on TV and the internet. And I'm not saying that all of these players should just bow down to Caitlin Clark, but at the same time, I don't think that they should be going out of their way to bash her every chance they get, because she's the one that is lifting their league up. But they're not just bashing her and attacking her on social media. They're also bashing her and attacking her on the court. Let's go ahead and take a look at what happened today.
Kennedy Carter now with 12 points off the bench. And Clark. I mean, that's clear, which was called. The question is, will they call it unnecessary? Kennedy Carter, which was called. The question is, will they call it unnecessary? Kennedy Carter.
On the play before bumping in with Caitlin, it seemed like she turned to you a little bit after the Fever
I
score.
didn't answer no Caitlin Clark questions.
Did she say anything to you?
I don't know what she said.
What'd you say to her?
I didn't say anything.
That's enough.
Yeah. I didn't answer no Caitlin Clark questions.
Did she say anything to you?
I don't know what she said.
What'd you say to her?
I didn't say anything.
That's enough. We're good.
She's good.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it, but I think it's just like, just respond, calm down, let your play do the talking. It is what it is. It's a physical game. Go make the free throw and then execute on offense. And I feel like that's kind of what we did, but, you know, it is what it is, I guess. I don't know.
Now, I want to be very clear here. I have no problem with competitiveness. I have no problem with people getting kind of rough when playing sports. And a lot of people are making a big to-do about Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark not liking each other. I don't need them to like each other. It makes games more interesting when they hate each other. That's why our women's college basketball was so entertaining recently, because they were actually competing. You could tell these girls did not like each other. Unlike the NBA, where everyone's friends and they all go party with each other after losing playoff games to each other. No one wants to see that. We want the rivalries. We want the passion. We don't want kumbaya after every game. We want these people at each other's throats. We want to see it. So I have no problem with that. But at the same time, I'm not going to tune in every week to watch an entire league of lesbians tee off on the straight white girl because they're mad that she shoots threes better than Stephen Curry. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to tune in to watch that, and then the analysis and all of the talk surrounding every game is just a bunch of bitter bitches complaining and crying about Caitlin Clark because they're mad about how much attention she gets, when in reality, the only reason people are watching you talk about these games is because of her. So all I'm saying is this: I'm someone who is actually interested in watching the league. I was actually interested in becoming a fan because I can see that the talent is there. I can see that the passion is there. And I'm not just talking about with Caitlin Clark. I'm talking about with plenty of people throughout the league and plenty of young women who will be in the league eventually. I can see that the WNBA and women's basketball can have a bright future, but not like this. Not if you're turning off all of the new viewers and all of the new supporters that are coming in. Sure, maybe some people are kind of jealous and upset that, hey, we've been out here balling out for a long time and now Caitlin Clark comes in, now people care. Use this as an opportunity to show people why they should still care about the game when Caitlin Clark is gone or when Caitlin Clark's not playing that day. Use this opportunity, use this attention to benefit you and to benefit the league. Don't use all of this newfound attention to hop on your soapbox and bitch and complain and cry about Caitlin Clark because she gets more attention than you or people are buying more of her jerseys than yours. But that's all we're seeing. Every day, constantly. Criticism of Caitlin Clark. Criticism of Caitlin Clark. And I don't mind sports criticism, but that's not the criticism we're getting. We're just watching a bunch of racist, bitter women basically go off on racial freaking tirades about why they're so bitter that Caitlin Clark is the one that actually made the league relevant when they couldn't do it themselves. And it's honestly sad because as someone who's never cared about women's basketball, I actually had like a level of excitement going into like the new WNBA season. I've never been excited about the WNBA. I never even thought I would say this, but I had this level of excitement and anticipation that was automatically squashed before the season even started. Squashed by all of these bitter lesbians that can't stand white women that play basketball better than them. And I'm looking at the WNBA like, damn, you guys are really about to fumble the bag. Here it is. You guys have tried to become relevant for years. It never worked. Here's the once in a generation opportunity. You know what I mean? Opportunities like this don't come around often. Here's a once in a generation opportunity being handed to you to actually make your league relevant, which will actually be better for every single woman in the league. But no, your pure hatred for white people and straight people outweighed your opportunity. The WNBA is looking at this opportunity to finally claim some relevance, but they're kind of turning away from doing so. Because what's more important is that they hate white people and that they hate straight women. That is what is more important to them. And like I said, it's sad. It's sad because I know if I feel this way, a lot of other people feel this way too. And it's sad because there's so many, and I didn't know this until recently, but there's so many talented women in that league and so many young women who are talented coming up right now who don't have a chance. They don't have a chance because they're entering into a league that absolutely hates the new fan base that they've attracted. You know, that's the truth. The WNBA doesn't want people like me and people like a lot of you all watching this video as fans. And they don't want people like Caitlin Clark as players. Oh, you're straight and white? We don't want you watching, and we damn sure don't want you on the court dominating the game. But that's what's happening. And we're going to have to sit back and watch, or better yet, not watch anymore. Because I think that's what's going to happen soon. I've seen a lot of people who were excited that have already tuned out, and I'm basically on the verge of tuning out as well, unless they can get things straightened up. I'm not saying that anyone needs to take anything easy on Caitlin Clark, but if literally the only thing that I ever hear surrounding the game is a bunch of racist tirades of, you know, bitter women who are mad that a white girl came in and dominated the league and dominated college basketball, if that's all I'm going to hear is these rants, and you know that behind the rants you really know why they're mad, I'm not going to sit here and deal with it. I'll just go back to not caring about women's basketball at all. But with that being said, let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all soon in the next one.